He plays Tom Chandler, commanding officer of the USS Nathan James, otherwise known as The Last Ship, which has season 2 premiering this Sunday night on TNT. He's also a big fan of the 49ers. He is Eric Dane right here in person on The Rich Eisen Show. Good to see you, sir.
Likewise.
You asked me the million-dollar question as we were just coming back from break, saying, how do I like having Jim Harbaugh as the coach of my alma mater?
How do you like having Jim Harbaugh as the coach of your alma mater?
Well, thanks for asking, Eric. It delights me no end. I could not be more excited. I am so pumped.
What specifically about having Jim Harbaugh as the coach of your alma mater excites you to no end?
Well, it is the fact that we haven't been playing very well of late.
I haven't noticed.
Yeah. Jim Harbaugh played for my alma mater, and we need that sort of return to glory. And then on top of it, he appears to have that special sort of crazy needed to battle the special sort of crazy that Ohio State has coaching its team.
He also can turn around a program probably faster than I've seen any other coach turn around a football team. The 49ers were okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Singletary, you know, he might be good at coaching a high school team. I don't know what his credentials were before that. I'm not saying, you know, no diss to Mike Singletary. He was a great player, not a great coach. Harbaugh came in and really turned that team around. You know, I think he lost his players after a couple seasons. But he changed that. He changed the culture of football in San Francisco quick.
Well, you saw Alex Smith, how he was struggling.
They let him go one season too early.
Well, Kaepernick just did too well. I mean, he just took
dynamic.
off like a rocket. So
He did. He's a dynamic quarterback. I don't think he stayed under Alex Smith. Could have taught him a lot more. Just like Brett Favre taught Aaron Rodgers a lot more before they gave him the ball in Green Bay. I really wish. I think Alex Smith brought him to the NFC Championship game. I think he would have brought him back to the Super Bowl the following year.
You do believe that?
I do believe that.
Huh.
He makes very few mistakes.
I know. It's just that he doesn't. The way that Kaepernick performed when he took over for
It was
Smith,
exciting. It was great to watch.
he looked like an avatar out there, like 9 feet tall,
Man
like a Navi in pads. The way that
Sanders.
He would run when he still does. He could cover a first down in 3 strides. It looks like 3 steps, and that's 10 yards. And it's unbelievable.
Chris Johnson.
He's truly remarkable, but can he stay in the pocket and perform like Alex Smith? We have really not seen that over a consistent level for Kaepernick, and that I think now that's the concern of the new coach there.
Well, has a running quarterback ever really worked in the NFL?
Well, I mean, Randall Cunningham had a few couple years, as Chris Law, my Philadelphia friend, would say. Would you call Russell Wilson a running quarterback? He runs with it, but I mean,
Russell Wilson does what he needs to do when he needs to do that.
Mm-hmm.
If it's run, he can run. Mm-hmm. If it's pass, he's proven that he can pass. Mm-hmm. I don't think he has had the talent around him to show off what he really can do.
Okay.
They haven't had a great wide receiving core. You know, Golden Tate turned out to be good when he moved to Detroit.
Yes, that's true.
You know, and they run the ball a lot. But I just see Russell Wilson as a pretty slick quarterback. You know, I think he can make the big plays. I think he can play the game like it's supposed to be played, and he can improvise. But I think if you put a complete team around him, I think you'll really tap into his potential.
Eric Dane of The Last Ship, Season 2 premieres June 21st on TNT, joining me here on The Rich Eisen Show. So you are from the Bay Area.
I am.
Okay, and that's part of where your 49ers fandom. Does that mean you also claim the Warriors as one of your teams?
Oh, yeah, I claim every winner in San Francisco.
Attaboy. Good for you.
Giants, Warriors.
They're all,
I'll even take the Blackhawks this week.
They're not, you know, Chicago's a little far
No, but I love winners, and we get a lot of them in San Francisco. I was spoiled. I grew up in the 80s. Mm-hmm. DeBerg was the quarterback. Mm-hmm. Then they gave the ball to a guy named Joe Montana.
I've heard of him.
When Bill Walsh came in. So I was spoiled. I was given a dynasty when I started to understand what football was and started to watch. Mm-hmm. I thought everybody just won. That was the game.
You ever get to meet Montana? You ever cross paths with him?
I've never met Montana. I did get to meet Willie McCovey, though.
What was that like?
I was 5. But I'm sure it was great. I have a picture of it. And I always tell people, I met Willie McCovey. He was a great guy. But you're on a tricycle in that picture.
Yeah, but hey, 5 is better than never at all. I mean, so the Warriors, were you watching them?
I was
Game
watching,
6, where were you watching?
Game 6, I was in my hotel room in New York with some friends. But it was pretty spectacular. Steph Curry is something else, man. I knew Dellavedova wouldn't be able to do it again.
Nice, I like it.
Dellavedon.
Dellavedon. I went with Matt Dove on the floor. Was my favorite one of those plays on his name. Matt Dove on the floor. Matt locked Donovodova for the first games 2 and 3. Matt and Donovodova was a good one, but Donovodova is what he turned out to be.
Hell of a one-hit wonder. He's a good hit. He's a good player.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
not
No disrespect either. But I mean, over the long slog of a 7-game series.
He's not Steph Curry. MVP, second-string point guard. It's just not going to.
Do you have a problem with Andre Iguodala being named MVP instead of Steph Curry or LeBron James? Do you have a problem with any of that?
No, it's a team sport. Iguodala showed up in a big way. Steph Curry played well all season, deserved that MVP. I think Iguodala deserved the MVP for the finals.
Eric Dane is here, at Real Eric Dane on Twitter. Let's talk last ship before I let you go here.
Please, let's do it.
Commanding Officer Tom Chandler of this show, how's this experience been for you?
Well, it's been tremendous. I mean, the people I've met, the Navy culture, the getting to film on actual naval destroyers has been an unprecedented experience for me. And I love this show. I'm proud of this show. I love making this show. I love the people I work with and the people I work for. It's just all around. It's been a great experience for me.
And what have you learned? What have you learned about this world that you did not know going in?
Well, I learned that had the Ebola outbreak in Africa happened in a more densely populated area with, a few people getting onto an airplane, probably would have taken care of, probably would have made my show a true story, reality TV.
No kidding. That the last ship would have actually existed.
If you found yourself in the Arctic when the global pandemic broke out, yeah.
How's this been different from Grey's Anatomy? Less makeouts, less steam and stuff like that?
Well, Grey's Anatomy, it's a few doctors standing around a table talking about what they did last night. And it's much more than that, but in comparison to The Last Ship, this is a physically demanding role.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I couldn't believe just watching Grey's, my wife was a huge fan of the show, Susie. And so I would just say, how does anybody get well in that hospital? Because everybody's just too busy making out with each other.
For a while, everybody just walked into the hospital impaled by something.
Yeah.
I feel like for a season, everybody just walked in with something sticking out of them.
What was with that? I don't know. But at least, you're continuing to save people in your television career.
Saving the world.
That's what you're doing. And season 2 begins Sunday night on TNT. Last Ship, season 2. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Rich.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for stopping by. Eric Dane here on The Rich Eisen Show. We come back in 60 ticks to the clock with more of your phone calls right here on the program. And we wrap up heading into Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to you.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Thanks, brother.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.